Hi friends, my name is Lindy and welcome to Get Your Play Online's Butterfly Themed Thursday. Today we are going to make some of these awesome scratch art butterflies. So scratch art is this really cool art technique where you use crayon to color on your paper and then paint over with black paint, and once it's dry you scratch off so that you can see the color underneath. So let me show you what we're going to need to get started.
To make our scratch art butterfly, we are going to need black acrylic paint, crayons, a few toothpicks, paper, scissors, paintbrush, a pencil, a small bit of liquid dishwashing soap, and finally, this one's optional, contact paper.
Our first step is going to be drawing our butterfly on our paper. So if you want to pull up a butterfly that you want to look at to help you draw, that can be helpful, or you can try to copy the one that I'm making. So first I'm going to draw
the wings of the butterfly on one side, then the body in the middle, a head, and then I'm going to try to make the exact same on the other side that I made with my first butterfly wings. Next, I'm going to flip my paper over to the blank side that doesn't have the butterfly that we just drew on it. I'm going to take my crayons, pick the colors that I want to use, and draw in little spots all over the paper with those colors.
Once you've covered your whole paper in small sections of different colored crayons, we are going to add a layer of our contact paper on top. Now this step will help make our colors very vibrant, but if you don't have contact paper, you can still do this activity and skip this step. So what we're going to do is unroll our paper, and we are going to lay it on top of our paper that we covered with crayon. So we're going to unroll it and lay it flat as we can. And then we are going to take our pencil and we are going to make a line showing where the paper is. So we're basically just tracing the paper. Take our scissors and go ahead and cut along the lines that you made on your contact paper. So I've got my scissors, I'm going to open them up and cut right along that line. You can see I've got the sticky clear part, and then I've got the white contact paper part. And I'm going to just pull the sticky part away from the white part that is not sticky. Then we're going to take our contact paper and we're going to try to line it up as best we can right onto our paper. So I'm going to find the edges of my contact paper and line them up with the edges of my paper that I colored with crayons, and put that down. And then I'm going to, as carefully as I can without making a lot of bubbles, I'm going to try to smooth this on. Next step is to paint on top of our contact paper, or if you didn't have contact paper, then we're just going to paint on top of the regular paper with our black acrylic paint. So we are going to take our paint, and you can either use a paper plate like I'm using, or a small container or dish to put some of your a medium amount of your paint in. So I'm going to go ahead and pour some of my black paint onto my paper tap plate. And then remember to put the cap back on. And I'm going to put a tiny little bit of this dish soap, liquid dish soap, just a teeny tiny little dot into my black paint, and that's going to help it when we go to scratch off our black paint so that we can see our colors underneath for our pretty butterfly. That's going to make it easier to do the scratching part. So, but we don't want to use too much because then our black paint won't be quite as black. It'll be more see-through and we'll be able to see the color through, which we want our black to be nice and dark. So I'm just going to put a tiny little dot. And then I'm going to use one of my toothpicks to go ahead and stir that together. Then I'm going to take my paintbrush and dip it into the paint. And I'm going to paint on top of my contact paper, or if you didn't put the contact paper, then straight on top of the crayon. So we want to make sure it's the colored side. I'm going to go ahead and leave it to dry, and it should take, I'm going to check on it in about an hour to an hour and a half and see how well it's drying. So I will check back in with you then.
I'm back about an hour later to check on my paper, and I can tell just by looking that it looks dry, so I'm ready to flip my paper over.
Our next step is to grab our scissors, and we are going to go ahead and cut out along the edge of our butterfly. So here is my butterfly all cut out, and if you did a couple of small butterflies on your paper, then you will have all of your butterflies all cut out. So we're going to go ahead and flip it over to the side that we colored and painted on, and lay it flat and grab that toothpick. Here's where the part that we get to be super creative. So you can decorate your butterfly however you want. So you can do as much scratching or as little. You can do squiggly lines or circles or any kind of design. You could write your name into it. This part is totally your choice to make your butterfly as unique as you are. So I'll kind of show you how I'm going to do it, but feel free to do it any way you want. You don't have to follow how I'm doing it. So I'm going to take both sides are pointy, but if you're using something that only has one pointy side, make sure the pointy side is what's going to go on the paper. And I'm going to start by making a body for my butterfly. My next step is that I'm going to create an outline for each of my wings and then draw markings on my butterfly's wings. There we have it, our awesome and unique scratch art butterfly. So these are great. You can decorate your room with them. You could hang them on the refrigerator, or if you made several, you could even punch a hole and use yarn to tie several together to make a garland. So it's your choice of what you want to do with them. And I had so much fun making these with you today, and I hope that you had fun too, and I will see you next time. Bye guys.